You're listening to Thursday Night Tailgate, where NFL legends live on, with Chris Mascaro and Bob Lasseri. Available on TuneIn and Podbean. Now, back to Chris and Bob.
Just listen.
And now back with us on the Kyvan Foods guest line is former Patriots Pro Bowl running back Tony Collins. Hey, Tony, how are you this week, my friend?
Hi, Tony.
Doing fantastic. How you doing, Chris and Bob?
Really good.
Great.
Thank you, Tony. So, Tony, I wanted to start our time with you tonight by helping me understand something. We hear a lot now, particularly as a Steelers fan, because my boy Le'Veon Bell isn't in camp, right? We hear the difference about being in shape and being in football shape. What's the difference?
Well, I put it to you this way: the football shape is timing. The timing with your linemen, timing with your quarterback. See, he hasn't had none of that, so that's gonna hurt him a little bit. But him being the player that he is, he's not a rookie. He's gone through it before. It shouldn't hurt him too bad. But I'm gonna give him at least 1 or 2 games. That he may be a little bit behind, but it's not going to be too bad for him. But it is a big difference. Football shape and just regular shape is totally different. Unless he's running plays, and if he's really smart, he would do plays that he would be doing in practice right now to get in that football shape. And he's probably doing that if he's smart. He's probably got a trainer and everything like that to get him in that football shape. But it is a difference with the timing. But you got your quarterback that you want to get the timing with, and that's the big thing is the timing.
And Tony, sort of on that same type of subject, like player safety, right? Player health and safety is on the tops of everybody's mind now, which is good. We have a greater awareness, greater concern for that thing now. Hopefully, we're making the game safer. But wanted to get your thoughts. When you look at exhibition games, right? And we all sort of collectively hold our breath, whoever our favorite team is, right? When you see the starters out there, right? When you look at, for a starter, for you, when you played the game, or when you're looking and you see a guy like Tom Brady, how much do those guys really need to get into exhibition games, in order to be ready for week 1?
Maybe 1 series, and that's pretty much it. Being a veteran, you've gone through this thing so many times. Really, preseason is for the rookies and for the guys that's trying to make the team. You know what I mean? So I think there's first of all, there's too many exhibition games. You can actually tell if you got a player that's on your team that's going to make the team or is not going to make the team in practice, what he does in practice. Now, you want to put him in a couple exhibition games, but right, I just don't think the veterans should play at all. I mean, a 1 series throughout the whole preseason, and that's it. I mean, Tom Brady doesn't need to play. I mean, come on. I mean, really? He needs to get sharper, get better. So that's just my opinion now.
Bob, questions for Tony?
Hey, Tony, I want to talk to you about that 83 season where you had your 1,000-yard rushing season. Tony ended up in the Pro Bowl, and I just want to, of course, it's an incredible honor to be honored among the best NFL players on the planet, and to go to Hawaii. Well, just give me your memories of the whole Pro Bowl situation back then, Tony. How did it go?
Oh man, it was fantastic. It was something that you work for, and during the season, and you're having a pretty good season. You don't know if you're gonna get voted for. Back then, I don't know how they're doing it now. The players voted you into the Pro Bowl, and I think now they got the fans voting you in. But back then, when we were playing, the players from different teams would vote you in, and it was a complete honor. It's pretty cool for a fan to vote you in, but it's even cooler if that's a word. It's even cooler when a player from an opposing team votes you into the Pro Bowl. And so when I got voted in, man, it was fantastic. It wasn't so much the trip to Hawaii. It was more of being with the class of guys. I remember my Pro Bowl. I was with Jack Lambert and Earl Campbell. Man, those guys, those are legends. I remember my first practice at the Pro Bowl over in Hawaii, and I go in, and I'm thinking I'm going to be the first one in the locker room because I got there real early. I'm really excited. It's just my third year in the league, and I get there, and Jack Lambert's already there. He's in the locker room and he's smoking a cigarette. I was like,
it was right.
Cool. But it was an amazing time to make it to the Pro Bowl.
And Tony, every week we speak with you, I like to bring up some of your old teammates. You played with so many great ones, and today I'm looking down some of the old rosters of guys, and one of the guys we haven't said too much about, to me, is a borderline Hall of Famer, is Irving Fryer. That was a guy, Tony, I think he spent 9 years in New England, and when he left New England, he stuck around another 8 years, I think, in the league. Incredible amount of longevity. His stats, when you look at him, Tony, are Hall of Fame worthy. It just seemed that kind of guy went under the radar screen. What do you remember him as a teammate?
Irving is a good friend of mine right now, and just a good person. He's actually a minister. The only thing with Irving is, what's been going on with him, and I'm pretty sure you guys heard what's been happening with him right now, the legal stuff. But I think that's kind of hurting him right now. But, to play 17 years in the league, 17, and put up some of the numbers that he put up, and I think he should be in there. But there's another guy that definitely should be in there that's not there, and that I played with, is Stanley Morgan. If you look at some of Stanley's stats, the average yards per game, average yards per catch that he had. He didn't have Dan Marino throwing the ball to him or anything like that. We didn't throw the ball a lot. We were a running team when Stanley was there, but his average yards per catch is at the top. And I definitely think Stanley should be in there as well as Irving.
And Tony, I wanted to get your thoughts. We saw, I think yesterday, Eric Winston came out. He's the president of the NFLPA, and he agreed with DeMaurice Smith on a topic about the work stoppage that they are saying is kind of destined to happen in 2021. And you went through a work stoppage back early on in your career. Did you find was that beneficial? Did it help you guys ultimately get what you want? Is that the way to go about? I know people have to have leverage in order to change a deal and that sort of thing. But is that the best way to go about it? Did it make a difference in what you guys were trying to get?
Well, you're with a union, and you're with your players, and you don't want to be that guy. It was my second year in the league, and I really didn't care about it too much. Then as far as what they were doing, I was just happy to be in the league, man. My second year in. So, but I don't know how much a difference it made, to be honest with you. And for them now talking about, I heard 2021 there might be a work stoppage.
Right.
That's what, four or 5 years from now. 4 years from now, they're talking about this right now. The guys are making good money, and I'm pretty sure they can come to an agreement of what they should be, what should happen, and what shouldn't happen. But again, I also look at it. You got to look at it like this as well. The basketball players, the baseball players with the guaranteed contracts and the different things that these guys, again, the money that these guys are making. Of course, they play a lot of games. But the games that we play, man, it could be your last game that you ever play when you go out on that field. So anything that they want to get, I think they should, they deserve. I put it to you that way. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want to see football come to that, the NFL come to that, or not going and having a strike. That's the worst thing that any of the guys want. They don't want to go on strike. I'm pretty sure if you ask anybody, they'll tell you nobody wants to strike. So, but you just got to see what happens, and hopefully everything will work out for the guys, and it won't be a stoppage in 2021.
Tony, one of the other things that Eric Winston said is that he didn't think the league was going to be around 20 years from now, and he really didn't care because he said, hey, the players playing today won't be around. They won't be playing then, and he won't be around as one of the heads of the NFLPA, the president of the NFLPA 20 years from now, so he didn't care. And I don't know, as a fan, Tony, that bothers me, right? Because, it's sort of what that says to me is it's all about me. Right? It's not about the game. It's not about the health of the game. It's not about the future of the game. I just care about me and my guys right now. The heck with the future. Does that bother you?
Yeah, that bothers me. That bothers me a lot because you got a kid that's 9 years old playing Pop Warner football right now. That wants to play in the NFL. So I remember when I was 9 years old. And if somebody would have said, well, the NFL is not going to be there by the time you get there, that would bother me. And so I don't know why he would even make a statement like that. That's a statement that I hate that he even made that statement. But it is what it is. You got these young kids dreaming about playing in the NFL now, and so for him to make a statement like that, it does bother me a whole lot.
So, Tony, before we let you go, remind our listeners once again all the great things that you are doing for you. Talk about kids. Talk about the great things you're doing for kids and help them get off to college.
TonyCollinsFoundation.com, TonyCollinsSpeak.com. Go to that website. Donate as much as you can. Buy a book. Book's only $10. And we'll make sure that we will get that book to you, and every book that we sell helps a kid to go off to college.
There you go. Tony, always great spending time with you. We look forward to catching up with you again next week. In between now and then, all the best to you and your family.
Hey, now I gotta say this now. We got about 2 more weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks
for the season start.
That's right, 2 weeks from tonight.
I want to get my crown. I got to get my crown back, man.
I don't know. Bob's tough to beat, Tony. I mean, if I were to look at it, my money. If I were betting on the three of us, my money would always be on Bob. That guy. I don't understand why Bob isn't out in Vegas. No, you look at what he predicts every single year. Baseball, football, it doesn't matter. Bob is on the money. My money is on him.
But Tony, Tony has fire in his eyes, though, I have fear in mine. So
I'm going for you this year, Bob, man. I'm going for you, man.
I know that. I got a target on my back here.
No doubt. All right, Tony, take care. We'll catch up next week, my friend.
All right, guys.
Good night,
hey, Tony. Former Patriots Pro Bowl running back Tony Collins. We've got our next guest, Nick Ferguson, hanging on the line. We're going to get to Nick on the other side of this quick station ID.